Welcome to the season of self-love, your daily dose of inspiration and encouragement. I'm your host, Nyomi Banks, and I am thrilled to be here with you today. This podcast is brought to you by Ask Nyomi and Elevate Me Self-Discovery. Are you ready to elevate your mindset and embrace the power of self-love? Well, have you come to the right place? Each day we'll dive into topics that will empower and inspire you on your journey towards self-discovery and personal growth. Whether you're looking to cultivate healthy relationships, boost your confidence, or find balance in your life, this podcast is here to support your every step on the way. We believe that self-love is the foundation of living a fulfilled and joyful life. And together we explore practical tips, insightful interviews, and transformative stories that will leave you feeling inspired and motivated. So join me Monday through Friday as we embark on this daily adventure of self-love. Tune into the Season of Self-Love podcast to start your day on a positive note and discover the limitless potential within yourself. All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Today is Wednesday, February 14, 2024, and happy Valentine's Day. All of my beautiful people out there. All right, so welcome to the Season of Self-Love. I am your host, Nyomi Banks, and today we're going to be talking about developing a growth mindset and embracing challenges. And I'm excited because guess what? Guess who has came to visit us today for Valentine's Day? It is our Dr. Will. Dr. Will, how's it going?
Hello. Oh, it is so good. I'm ready to be in love today. I'm ready to be in love today. That's where I'm at.
Well, how you been?
I've been really good. I have so many big things happening all at the same time. So it's like really nice to just like sit down for a second and just sit with you and be able to remind myself of the grounding and purpose of it all. Every time I sit with you, I'm always reminded of my purpose. So that's always exciting for me to be here.
Well, that's good. I'm glad to hear that. You know what? Today we're talking about the growth in the mindset, what the growth mindset, embracing the challenges and opportunities,
Mm,
right? And I'm
yeah.
excited to this. I'm excited to feel to hear what you got to say about it too. But what I want to do is I want to take a quick break, and then when we come back, and then we're going to dive in about understanding what truly what the mindset is all about. All right. All right, it's your girl,
Absolutely.
the goddess. I know that's right. It's the girl, the goddess. Nami Banks here on the Season of Self Love podcast, and we will be right back.
This week on the Season of Self-Love podcast with Nyomi Banks, embark on a transformative journey towards embracing your true self. Monday's episode, dive into nurturing self-compassion this Monday. Discover the power of kindness towards yourself and grow stronger through self-love. It's the first step towards a life filled with fulfillment. Tuesday's episode, Tuesday brings tapping into your inner strength. Unlock your true potential and shine. It's time to break free from the shadows of doubt and step into the light of confidence. Wednesday's episode, join us Wednesday for a special episode with Dr. Will Washington. Together, we'll explore developing a growth mindset, embracing every challenge and opportunity with open arms. Thursday's episode, Dr. Will returns Thursday for cultivating a positive support system. Learn the art of surrounding yourself with empowering individuals who lift you higher. Friday's episode, and we wrap up the week focusing on the impact of self-care on mental dominance. Discover how self-care is your secret weapon for mental resilience and dominance. Tune in daily to the Season of Self-Love podcast with Nyomi Banks. It's time to prioritize you. Available on all major podcast platforms. Subscribe now and transform your relationship with yourself, one episode at a time.
Hey, it's Dr. Will with Washington Wellness Institute. Here at the Institute, we focus on so many different things, but our biggest focus is modernizing how we take mental illness into holistic wellness and making healing a lifestyle. So, if you're interested in taking the next steps, whether it's a clinician, community member, or simply just a friend, sign up today for a 15-minute consultation. You won't regret it. Be kind to yourself and heal always.
All right, well, welcome back. It's your girl, the goddess, Nami Banks here on the Season of Self-Love podcast. And I am here with Dr. Will. How's it going? You had a busy weekend, huh?
and it's all Mardi Gras week, so it's just one after the next. Every single day, something's going on. So I'm emotionally excited.
That's good. Now, you know what? I've never been to Mardi Gras.
What?
No, I have not had the chance or the blessing to be able to go.
Oh,
It seems like
we
every
gotta
year,
go.
I know, it's like every year I say I want to go, something comes up. And so I was like, okay, let me hold off. So when,
Especially
we were going
Essence
back and
Festival
forth this
too.
week,
Yeah,
yeah, when we was going back, I was like, oh, okay, okay. So
yeah.
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, it's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle.
I know
Oh
that's right.
yeah.
It's a lifetime. Again, this is your girl, you got it, Nyomi Banks here on this season of Self Love Podcast. And again, I'm here with Dr. Will. And today we are talking about developing the growth mindset, embracing challenges, and all of
Mm-hmm.
that. And
Mm-hmm.
all
All
of
of
that,
that. That's a lot.
right? All of that.
Mm-hmm.
So before we start, to get into a topic, I want to kind of get us grounded, take a moment to get ourselves grounded. All right? You mind? You mind?
Oh, please and thank you. Please and thank you. Please
Please
and
and
thank
thank
you.
you. I like that. Please and thank you. All right, so let's take a moment to ground ourselves. And first, I want you to do is just inhale deeply and focusing on the potential for growth, and exhale any doubts. All right. All right, so let's take a moment to center ourselves and cultivate a growth. All right, find a comfortable position and close your eyes. All right, now just begin with a deep, deep breath in through your nose, allowing your belly to expand as you fill your lungs with air. Now I want you to hold that breath for a moment. And I just want you to feel the potential of growth within you. And I want you to exhale slowly through your mouth, releasing any doubts or negativity thoughts. All right, now I want you to continue this rhythmic breathing pattern, inhaling deeply through your nose, filling yourself with positivity and growth, and exhaling slowly through your mouth, letting go any doubts or any fears. I want you to focus on the rise and the fall of your chest and the cessation of your breath entering and leaving your body. So with each breath, I want you to imagine yourself becoming more grounded, more centered, and open the possibilities of growth. Now feel your body relaxing, your mind clearing, and your spirit expanding with each inhale and exhale. And I want you to take a few more moments of deep breaths on your own pace, soaking in this moment of calm and empowerment. And when you are ready, I want you to gently open your eyes and to return to the present moment. And I want you to carry this sense of potential and positivity with you throughout your day. And if you are new here to the Season of Self-Love podcast, this is something that we do every day, Monday through Friday here. And this is just to help center and ground us, to prepare us for the topic in hand today. And today is all about the growth mindset. And in this segment, we'll talk about understanding our growth mindset. So at the core of our growth mindset is about believing that our abilities and intelligence can develop with time and effort. So unlike a fixed mindset, which sees the talent as an infinite resource, a growth mindset thrives on challenges and see failures not as evidence of intelligence, but as a hardening springboard for growth and for stretching our existing abilities. So it's the belief that it not only enhances our resilience, but also propels our personal development when we adopt a growth mindset and we open ourselves up to what? Endless possibilities and learning opportunities. So, Dr. Will, I do have a question for you. I want to start off like this. How can the principles of growth mindset be effectively integrated into your holistic therapy practices to promote mental and emotional well-being in your clients?
Yes. So that's a beautiful question because the work that it takes to grow starts with self-awareness. And so my golden rule is with self-awareness comes emotional responsibility. And a lot of times we take our mental ability of potential and then it's faced with the barriers of the emotional responsibility that it takes to be in the growth mindset. So a lot of times when I'm focusing on the growth mindset, how I holistically approach that is
Mhm.
understand what are you mentally obligated to and what are you emotionally unequipped with? What are you mentally obligated to and what are you emotionally unequipped with? When you can figure that out, you can understand what the growth mindset needs to feel restored and refreshed and revitalized.
Mm. All right, I got another one. From a health psychology perspective, how does cultivating growth mindset contribute to a long-term behavioral changes and overall health outcomes for individuals seeking holistic therapies?
Mm. So this is a very, this is right up my alley. So we look at modern medicine, right? And modern medicine always talks about they want to cure, right? I gave you the pill and you're cured. I gave you the prescription and you're healed, right? The psychologist mindset is, I see these behaviors and they become a diagnosis, and this is mental illness. But the health psychologist is taking modern medicine and modern psychology and making it holistic. And so a lot of times when we're focusing on this holistic aspect, as a health psychologist, I'm thinking about how can I make your healing a lifestyle?
Mhm.
Because the behaviors make the adjustments, but the change comes into the lifestyle. So if I can't make the change turn into a lifestyle,
Mhm.
then we're not being successful, right? Just because you're taking the medicine doesn't mean that you're healed. You have to live the lifestyle of what that medicine did for you to open up the potential, to open up the doorways. If you have high blood pressure, you're taking medication to lower it, but what are you eating? What are you living? What's your lifestyle? Are you still waking up late? Or were you still eating them pizzas? What's going on with that? Where are we going with this? And
Mhm.
so when we have to look at healing as a lifestyle, it puts more emotional and mental responsibility in the attitude you need to have that growth mindset.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? Yesterday we talked about self-compassion. And
Love
yeah,
that.
yeah, we talked about
Mhm.
self-compassion. And on Friday, um, Friday we were supposed to have been filming some stuff. And it's like everything that can possibly happen was happening, right? Everything was
The
possible.
happening was happening. The
Yeah,
happening was happening.
it was happening. Everything was happening. So
Mhm.
mind you, I had got up that morning and I had when I say I had my whole day planned out, I had literally everything just planned out to a T, to a T.
Mm,
But what I realized is that maybe I jumped too far in front. Maybe I jumped too many steps in front because of the excitement
mm,
of what I felt the day was going to be, right? All right. So after everything kind of like when it's away. So I said, okay, let me take time, watch TV, do whatever, do some
mhm.
other work that I can do. Fast forward to Saturday. Saturday, I could not get out the bed.
Oh, wow.
Literally could not get out the bed. Nothing, nothing. I'm gonna come back
Mm,
around to what you mean the lifestyle. So as I'm laying in bed and I'm like, oh my God, I have to do what I didn't do yesterday. You understand what I'm
mhm.
saying? And I have to prepare for tomorrow. Now, did you hear what I said? Did you just hear what I
Right.
said?
Yeah,
I have to
wow.
do what I didn't do yesterday, and I have to prepare for
Prepare for
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
Right,
How? Ha.
right, right. Wait a minute. So in that moment, I laid there and I was like,
Uh-huh.
are you hearing what you're saying? Are you hearing what your mind is telling you? Are you hearing what you are
Mm,
saying to yourself? So at that moment, started from Friday, Saturday, I was not living the lifestyle
wow.
of you understand what I'm saying? I was
Yeah.
not living.
Yeah.
So even though I spoke all week and have been actively living in the moment, on Friday, I don't know what I woke up with, but I woke up with two batteries in my back and was like ready to go. And it was like, whoa, you're jumping too far again. Something, what just happened?
Mm-hmm.
What we just talked about yesterday. So you now
Oh my gosh.
just woo. And then my body shut down on me to remind me, like,
Mm.
because you know better.
You know better.
You know better. In that moment, you were, and I can't say I wasn't living because I was, because
Mhm.
when I can take accountability for it, and I understand, I saw
Mhm.
it. You understand? And
You
I
saw
saw
it.
it,
Your
and I,
self-awareness.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yes, and I knew what it was like. And I was like, and I had to laugh. I had to laugh. I thought this is so funny, and I was like, I wish I had camera in my brain so they could see what's happening.
uh-huh.
Literally. So when you say about a lifestyle, it really is. It
Mm-hmm.
it it truly is. And sometimes you got to pull that little something back. What you doing, girl?
Yeah. I call it catapulting. When you gotta step back so you can launch forward. Because like you can't go far unless you step back for a second. You got to. Ooh. Yes.
Yeah, so
Hmm.
you saying that about life, that is so, man, that is so right on the point.
Yeah.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
Yeah.
And even you making when you saying about you having high blood pressure and you taking the medication, but you still eating the very food that is causing you to have the.
We gotta adjust. But and sometimes change is scary.
Mhm.
And the challenges that come with change. That's why I tell people, I'm like, hey, let's not make any changes. Let's make adjustments.
Yeah.
Right? We gotta empower the adjustment because the change is the lifestyle that we want.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We gotta separate them. We gotta separate
We got to. I got to look.
them. Like, you got to. I'm with you. I'm with you right now. Like I got both hands. Look, I believe. I believe.
Right.
Yes.
Because I was like, oh my God. And when I heard, it's like I heard a loud voice saying that about me. I didn't do yesterday, and I got to do tomorrow. And I'm like, hold on. Didn't we
Wait a
just talk
second. Wait a
about
second.
this? Living in the moment.
Like what moment? Deboed your moment. Oh,
All right, let's take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're gonna come back and we're gonna be talking about embracing challenges. All right. It's your girl, you got it, Nyomi Banks here on this season of Self Love Podcast, and me and Dr. We will be right back.
Hey, it's Dr. Will with the Washington Wellness Institute. Here at the Institute, we focus on so many different things, but our biggest focus is modernizing how we take mental illness into holistic wellness and making healing a lifestyle. So, if you're interested in taking the next steps, whether it's a clinician, community member, or simply just a friend, sign up today for a 15-minute consultation. You won't regret it. Be kind to yourself and heal always.
All right, my sexy people, are you ready to be inspired and motivated to create the life of your dreams? Then mark your calendars for February 15th at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, because Ask Nyomi Bridging the Gap, we are back live and with an incredible guest. So get ready to meet Mo the Goddess, a lifestyle coach, entrepreneur, and the author of the captivating book, Permission to Power. You won't want to miss this captivating conversation as Mo the Goddess dives deep into her personal journey, revealing the challenges she has overcome, the lessons she's learned, and the breakthroughs that transformed her life. So mark your calendars for February 15th at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and join us live for an unforgettable episode of Ask Nyomi Bridging the Gap podcast. Get ready to be inspired, motivated, and discover the power within you to create the life that you deserve. So don't miss this opportunity to gain valuable insights from Mo, the Goddess herself. Tune in to Ask Nyomi Bridging the Gap podcast live on February 15th at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You definitely don't want to miss it. It's your girl, goddess Nyomi Banks here on the Season of Self-Love podcast. And welcome back. Today we are talking about developing a growth mindset, challenges and opportunities. And we have I would say beautiful, but the handsome Dr. Will that's
I'm
in
beautiful
the
and handsome. I can be both. I can be both at the same time. Look, I'll take all the greatness from you. I'll take all the greatness. Please and thank you.
Right, I know that's right. And again, happy Valentine's Day to all of my beautiful people out there. Yes, you see, I'm rocking my red. I'm rocking my red in solidation for Valentine's Day.
See, I was wearing black because I know black is your color. I was wearing black, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna wear the black and red. I thought it was a mixed combo.
Is that what you thought we was? Okay.
Yeah, I thought I tried to get the email. I tried to get the email go. I thought I sent the email.
All right. So in this segment, we're talking about embracing challenges. Embracing challenges. So one of the hallmarks of our growth mindset is the ability to embrace our challenges. And it's about stepping out of our comfort zone and daring to fail. It's not those in the moments or uncertainties or risk taking, that true growth occurs. So overcoming the fear of failure is not easy. But with the right strategy, such as setting realistic goals and maintaining a positive outlook, we can navigate through them. All right. All right. So, Dr. Will, I got a question for you. And see, and why I'm asking you these questions is because we've already talked about this in previous episodes. And so I wanted to kind of, and we didn't have you on there. We didn't have the mind of Dr. Will on there. And so I want to tap into that. You understand? I want to tap into
I'm gonna go on the deep end I'm gonna go on the deep end with you. You gave me permission. I love getting permission, so I'm ready.
All right, so my first question is how can individuals leverage the concept of embracing challenges to build resilience and overcome obstacles in both their personal and their professional lives?
Yeah. So the truth is like, so people may not like the way I'm going to say this, but to be very transparent, sometimes your goals are actually not accurate enough. A lot of times our failures are so intense, they feel intense because your goals are not accurate enough. So there's this thing where I have a goal, I set the bar here, but I actually should have set it higher so it gave me more room to fail. A lot of
Mm,
times we don't give ourselves enough room to fail. We always give ourselves room to be successful. We never give ourselves enough room to fail. And so the first thing is that we got to make your goals more accurate. If my goal is to weigh 200 pounds, okay, I can't just be like, well, I'm gonna work out every single day, and then I'm gonna eat right, and I'm gonna like, that's not realistic. If you want
yeah,
to eat an elephant, you have to do it one bite at a time.
yeah.
So a lot of times, set the goal to make it more accurate. The second thing is understanding that you have to step outside of your comfort zone to bring something back. So I don't step out of my comfort zone to leave it. I leave the comfort zone to bring something back. So I allow my discomfort to be my discovery or exploration. So when I feel uncomfortable, I use it as a time and place to learn, to gather, and then bring it back. So that means that I'm also creating a safety in myself. So it's like, okay, I'm only here to take and gather these certain things, and then I'm coming back. A lot of times we're afraid to leave our comfort zone is because we feel like once we leave it, we can't come back to the nest. So, which hits my third point. Do you know the nest that you're living in? So if you don't know the nest that you're living in, you'll never really know why you have to fly out. You never know what's really there. So like a lot of times when you know what's in your own nest, what's in your own home, what's in your own wellness of yourself, once you know what it is, you're more willing to take that flight. A lot of us don't know because we didn't make enough room in our own home yet. So I'll do it. So 1, 2, and 3, right? The goals are accurate, right? The second one is understanding the comforts, right? The comforts, and then understanding your nest. But if I flip that, you start with the nest. What's in your nest? Do you know what you're actually sitting in? Do you know why you're sitting in there? How are you sitting in that? Who's embracing you while you're sitting in this moment? Who's not embracing you? What's holding you back? What are you mentally obligated to and emotionally unequipped with? So you know your nest. Then we go to the comforts. So what's comfortable to me and what's not comfortable to me? understanding what's this comfortableness, what's going on here, what is uncomfortable for you, what would be discomforting to you, what would be exposing you too much, what would be making you feel like you're out of your environment. What would you be doing? Do you know the limitations of that? When you know you have enough, because you can always go back once you understand what is your comfort and understand what your discomfort is. And then lastly, what is your goal, right? Is your goal accurate? Does this goal represent the lifestyle I'm living or the success that I want? If it's not about the living, then the success will only last for a short period of time. And then you have to make a whole other goal and you have to keep doing it over and over again. We want our goals to become a lifestyle. And so if you want to embrace the challenges that are coming up, you have to be more accurate with what you're really going towards. And like I said before, purpose is the human compass. So you can go anywhere you want in this world. But the problem is that eventually you're going to feel tired. You're going to feel lost. You're going to feel exhausted. You're going to feel burnout. You're going to feel overcommitted. You're going to feel overdevoted. You're going to feel highly obligated to people and feel resentful at times. And so you have to understand what your purpose is and why are you making a goal? Why do you need a goal? Right? We've been taught in our society, especially in this capitalistic society, that we get rewarded for hard work and punished for not doing enough.
Mm,
So, what are you doing that you've learned and what are you doing that makes you who you are?
mm,
And that's where we have to start.
mm. I like that. I like how you put that. I really do. Even with the nesting part of knowing what type of nest that you are, where are you at? I mean, what's your home like? Who are you? What's your spirit? Where does it start at? Like, what's your
Mhm.
foundation?
Right.
Period.
Where you jumping off to?
Right. That's a really good one. Wow. And why I'm saying wow is because I believe it was yesterday. Yesterday, topic was tapping into your inner strength. And
Mm,
and speaking of tapping into your inner strength, one of the questions that I posed on social media was about what was your unique ability about yourself that will help propel you for, for your future or whatever that your ultimate goal is in life. And as I was recording, and this was my first record, it's a whole long story, my first record for it. I was saying how the word how why was my
mm,
uniqueness of me always wanting to know what that why is. And as a young girl, me always wanting why was a negative thing because as we spoke before, it was more of people look at it more as challenging and not for me
mhm,
searching, looking for knowledge, more of an understanding of what the world is as well as myself. But now I look at the word
mhm,
why in a totally different aspect. Is not only is it a reasoning of why I do things in life or why I'm even on this platform right here, but also the why has given me an opportunity to be able to see my vision even more
mm.
clearer. You understand?
Yeah,
To where I
yes.
um to where it's more that now I have more faith in it because now I understand the why. And as you said the other day, it also with that why is now is how to do it. So me asking the why, it is
Mm,
for me to go to know how, and then
yeah.
able to do the actionable things with it
Wow.
along the way. Yeah.
That's beautiful. And you said a word. You said yeah. You always see like these little words that just like I'm like my brain just explodes when you say these words. You said something about faith. We have lost the value of faith.
Yeah.
We think we have to be religious or you have to be a certain faith to. I'm like no no no. The word faith is so ingrained in our wellness,
Hmm.
and people take away or change or they make you objectify faith into
Yeah.
a thing or a place or a person. I'm like faith is within you.
Yes.
It is within you, and the way that you said that. Now I know I joked earlier in the past one saying like why Naomi Banks, but like it's one of those things where your why it starts the initial basis of faith,
Hmm. Yeah.
right? What do you believe to be present in this? Who are you to stand in this without regard or support, without resource?
Yeah.
Who are you to stand in this and understand?
Yeah.
that challenges people that aren't
It
ready.
does. It does. And even with those challenges, everything that you said right here, and what I want to make sure is to my beautiful people out here is that we're not telling you to be perfect and that this is going to be an easy ride. We're not. Actually, in the beginning of the
Mm-hmm.
show, I just spoke and told you what happened to me this weekend. You understand what I'm saying? But the
Mm-hmm.
thing is knowing and acknowledging. So when you know
Yeah.
better and you go through that, now you know how to
Mm-hmm.
adjust another way, or either to adapt. And what I mean by adapt is that now
Mm.
the way that you react to it is different. That
Yes.
is different.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
And
different.
I gotta say, you hit so many great points. There's a big concept about thinking that, how we got here, it was this perfect ride, right?
Mm,
Nobody has the perfect ride. Nobody has the perfect journey. All my failures led me to this very moment with you.
yeah.
All of my denials got me here. All of my shortcomings got me here. My successes allowed me to solidify what I need to keep and what I need to let go of, right?
Mm,
Sometimes you need to know what you're leaving behind rather than what you're going into. And that is where we're moving. And that's the kind of change that I want all your viewers to know, is that your change requires not the things you're moving into, but the things you're going to be letting go.
mm.
Power to
Can
that.
you speak it?
Yeah.
Like seriously, we hold on to those things because we feel like those are a part of our identity.
Yes.
And it's hard to let those go because not only would you let that go, but also there will be loved ones, associates, and things
Hmm.
that you are, can I say, addictive to that
Yes.
will fall away, and going into that new place, that new space, that new
Mm.
love and just for knowledge is scary. Let's put it
It
there.
is.
It's scary. So even though we talk about, don't have any fear, let's be honest. Fear is not always a bad thing. Fear
Being
is
into
not
it.
always a bad thing. It's
Yes.
actually a catapult to
Yes.
help to push you forward to do something
Yes.
different. Does that make sense?
Yes, I love that because when I'm able to perform in front of thousands of people, I get scared. I have fear, and when I see my other musician friends, they know they're getting ready, they're like, "Oh, I'm scared." I'm like, "Oh, good. That's good. That means you care."
Hmm.
Right? Because you care about how you're going to be. You're caring about what you do. I'm like, stop focusing on the crowd, focus on you being scared. Like, what? I'm like, because the truth is that you care so much about those people out there that you care about how you're going to present yourself to them. So that means you really care a lot about yourself, but you don't know how to actually own how you care about yourself, which is really about self-care and self-love,
Hmm.
right?
Mm,
So let's get into that. Care enough to be scared,
mm,
right? Care enough to be scared. Care enough to be in fear, because those things are real. The fear is real. The outcome, you have no control of the outcome, but you have control over how you lean into your fear. And it's not even overcoming your fear. It's about becoming the fear and learning who you are in that fear. Because the truth is that there's a growing edge and a growing moment in that. And that is the growth mindset that we're talking about. That's how these scary moments, these hard moments in our lives, this is what the growth mindset is all about. It's being able to stand in the fire and knowing that you won't be burned. You will be warm, and then you will be a light to other people as a result of that. That
mm,
is true growth mindset.
mm. I love that. And as you were saying it, I was like, when you grow through it, when you
Mm,
grow through it,
grow
that's
through it.
all that I
Yes, you
heard.
grow
That's
through it.
when you
Yes,
grow through it. That's what I heard.
yes,
Woo! That is what
yes.
I've heard. All right, so I got one more question. In the realm of holistic therapy, how do you guide and shift their mindset towards challenges as opportunities for growth and self-discovery rather than setbacks?
Yes. So there's actually an activity. We should do it sometime actually.
Hmm.
So I have people, write a list, and you write the 8 health modalities. So you write, get your purpose pen, get your purpose paper. All right. And so you have physical health, the emotional, mental health, you have the social health, like your friends, you have family health, so your family health. You have your occupational health. You have your spiritual health. You have your educational health. And then you have your environmental health. You have the 8 health modalities. And so when you have these 8 health modalities, you have 100% of energy in you, 100%. And you have to ask yourself, how much energy am I putting into my physical? How much energy am I putting into my emotional? How much energy am I putting in my social, my family, my occupational, my environmental, my educational, my spiritual? You should be able to put energy into all of those spaces. And when you add it all up, does it go over 100%? Is it under 100%? Or did you not have enough energy? We spend so much energy on things that aren't of us that we have our energy in misalignment with things that we're invested in. And so sometimes you have to seek the power of your limitations. I always say, find greatness in your limitations. Sometimes you have to limit yourself to preserve yourself. Sometimes you have to apply yourself to own yourself, right? And so you have to know the difference. So it's an internal tug of war. And so your energy and writing that out is a great way to help assess that. And I do that with all my clients when they come in. I do a whole holistic inventory with them. And I ask them questions in each one. And I explain it, each one down, so that they can really understand what are they doing to themselves. And I just had a client walk in earlier today, and they had 112% over 100%. And then I asked them, well, how much percentage do you have for yourself? And they said, oh, I don't. You can't. You went over your amount. So you're working on fumes, which means you're not investing in your lifestyle. So then I said, well, let's do it again. We did it again, and they ended up with 90%. So they had 10% left. And I said, well, what are you going to do with that 10%? They said, rest. That's ownership, right? So for their holistic wellness, they needed rest in their life. They didn't need the car, the clothes, the look, the vibe, they needed rest. It's amazing what people do when you give them what they deserve.
Yeah. You know, when
Give
you
themselves
just
rest.
broke all of that down, when you just broke it, I have a very guilty look on my face.
What?
I'm like,
No, we love
because
this phase. We love this phase. Don't do that.
I'm like, damn, that's a lot. That's a lot to the back. 100%. And then I want to be balanced through this. I'm like, how much? Like, I'm serious. Like, in my mind, as you're talking, I'm thinking, like, damn, that is a lot. Like, okay, that's,
Yeah, your life is a lot, and I'm telling you, when you recognize and realize what you're doing in your life,
yeah,
you're like, you almost get first you get mad because you're like, could people take advantage of me? How could they do this to me? They see I'm putting 112% out here and they're giving me 5, and it's like, well, how dare they? You start getting mad and resentful, because you realize that, man, I am really doing a lot for myself, and then you give yourself the grace to live and explore and to reset, right? RESET, remove every saturation, embrace truth. You got to get to embrace your truth. And that's something that many people, they don't get to have time for themselves.
yeah,
We should do it. We should do an inventory. We should do it.
yeah. You'd be like, damn.
I was like, we need to do this again. It's like,
That's why I had that little guilty look on my face. Like, man, like, I'm trying to think, how can I put, okay, that's a,
it's a lot.
it is, it's a lot. And when you really break
Yeah.
it down, I understand it. I do. I
hmm
understand it. And one, I thank you for even breaking it down like that, truly, because we don't know that.
hmm
We're not taught to, think about these certain different things, especially in their
Yeah.
different lanes. I'm gonna say different in their different
Yes.
lanes like that, because everything is always put
Mhm.
together,
It's all come together. It's all
yeah,
come together. You don't.
right.
hmm
And we're not taught to think about each individual and serve each individual of those part of us ourselves. We don't.
Yes.
Everything is just a full blown, thing. And especially if this is something that it ain't no if this is something that you are doing in your practice. This is amazing. It really is. And I am so excited, one, to be a little bit a part of it, and
Oh, you
two,
are.
to see it unfolding in front of my eyes is everything, just because I see the work that you've done, period. And just even in your lingo and you talk, and it's just so fluent that comes out of you, is just so fluent. Like, and it's a lifestyle for you. It truly is a lifestyle.
I live, breathe, and sleep this. Yeah.
Man, really. And I'm just, when I say that I am truly appreciative of this moment, is because I know that there's a lot of people that listens to this show, whether they are here or overseas, and especially this time in life right now, that people need to kind of come in and find that
Mm.
love and that support and that guidance from within. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because there
Yes.
are a lot of people that are out there, and I'm not, but there are a lot of things that are out there that are
Mhm.
steering people from searching from within them, if that makes sense. So
Yes.
for
And,
you
and,
to,
and we're still going through, we're still going
yeah,
through it. We're still recovering. We're all recovering.
yeah. And for you to even have this breakdown like this, to allow people to really sit down and like, wait, you know what, he right. I never looked at it that way. I never looked at it to, from all of this, from education, from this, boom. Wow, man. So even that helps you to even be able to have better relationships with other people. So now you know what your
Yes.
true boundaries are.
Exactly. Oh, like, oh, this is my social health. They're not my part of my family health. Oh,
Yeah,
this is my occupational friends. These are not my emotional friends.
yeah,
Like, this is how you make those adjustments you were talking about earlier.
yeah.
So I gave you 8 different ways you can make adjustments so that you can actually own the change. We don't want you to change. We want you to own the change. And you
Nice.
make
I
the
like
adjustments.
own the change. I like that. Own the change. All right. So on that note, we're going to take a quick break and then we're going to come back. We're going to come back. And then I just want to, get a little bit more insight on how you feel about this topic right here. Okay. All right. It's your girl, you got it. Nami Banks here on the Season of Self Love podcast. We will be right back. All right, my sexy people, are you ready to be inspired and motivated to create the life of your dreams? Then mark your calendars for February 15th at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, because Ask Naomi Bridging the Gap, we are back live and with an incredible guest. So get ready to meet Mo, the goddess, a lifestyle coach, entrepreneur, and the author of the captivating book, Permission to Power. You won't want to miss this captivating conversation as Mo, the goddess, dives deep into her personal journey, revealing the challenges she has overcome, the lessons she's learned, and the breakthroughs that transformed her life. So mark your calendars for February 15th at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and join us live for an unforgettable episode of Ask Naomi Bridging the Gap podcast. Get ready to be inspired, motivated, and discover the power within you to create the life that you deserve. So don't miss this opportunity to gain valuable insights from Mo, the goddess herself. Tune in to Ask Naomi Bridging the Gap podcast live on February 15th at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You definitely don't want to miss. All right, well, welcome back. It's your girl, the goddess, Naomi Banks, here on the Season of Self Love podcast. And I am here with our resident therapist, Dr. Will.
So happy to see you. You look beautiful today.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I am truly excited for my show tomorrow on Ask Naomi Bridging the Gap. That beautiful young lady that you just heard in the commercial, she has this book called Permission to Power. And I have been reading the book, and it is truly amazing. It is truly amazing. And so I am truly grateful to hear her story. But if anybody is listening to right now in the Season of Self Love, make sure you tune in tomorrow to Ask Naomi Bridging the Gap podcast. We're going to have her live. So even if you have any questions or anything like that, you can pose those questions tomorrow night. Tomorrow night. All right, so let's get back to what we're talking about today. Today we're talking about developing a growth mindset and embracing challenges and opportunities. And again, we have Dr. Will here, our health psychologist, and our herbal, holistic, well, I say herbal, our holistic specialist that is giving us the 411. He is giving us all the tea today. And I've been writing some notes down with my purpose pen and purpose paper, as Dr. Will would say.
Yes. I love it.
So, Dr. Will, for you, could you share some more insights into the psychology and behind the growth of mindset? If people take practical tips for our listeners.
Yes, of course. So I'm going to start from the head space and then go to the heart space. So we have to understand that when it comes to growing, we are learning the neuroplasticity. Our neurons are changing, our body chemistry is changing, the physiology is changing, the muscles are changing, your eyesight is changing. You're literally learning a different new mechanic when it comes to growing. So when you're growing, you got to think about your brain is learning, your body is learning, the coordination is learning. That's why I love music so much. That's why I'm a musician. When I learn one instrument, I learn how that instrument plays. But then when you give me a new instrument, I can't always translate it all the way, right? It's familiar, but I still have to take time and learn and process it. And I'm not going to get it in one day. I have to do it little by little every day. And then it becomes a part of me. So even just how I learned, I know I learned 9 instruments, right? So once I learned the fifth instrument, then it started becoming not about the instrument. It became how I learned. I learned that I love to learn. It was never about the instrument. So then I learned other things. And so with the growth mindset, we have to understand that our mind chemistry, our body chemistry, it all adapts to this art of learning. And so when you're ready to make those changes, it's not about actually embracing the change. It's about understanding what are the challenges that I see in front of me and what are the opportunities to help me look at it differently. For me, opportunities are a way to build perspective. Usually, like normally people think, oh, opportunities, it means you're giving me a chance to do something. The holistic way is different. The Dr. Will way is understanding that your opportunities are for perspective. If someone offers me a job and they're offering me a job, it's like, oh, you're giving me an opportunity. Okay, it's not about me only having the job. It's about what is the lifestyle of this job you're offering me going to change my life? Do I want to embrace that? Do I want to own that change? Do I want to own that change? Because a lot of times, if it's not something I truly want, I have to ask for adjustments. Well, can you offer me more money? Can you offer me more benefits? Can you have to make adjustments before you can actually own the change, right? So those are just a couple of examples when it comes to the growth mindset. And the holistic foundation of all this is understanding the way you live your life through adjustments. How do you live your life through adjustments? You want to understand change. How do I own the way I go through my adjustments? And so the holistic things I said, the physical, emotional, social, family, educational, environmental, spiritual, occupational, those 8 different ways are how you own yourself, right? You own your change. Don't allow change to rule you. Own it by believing in the adjustments, having the faith in the adjustments that you have. I don't want you to think big. I want you to think accurate. When I say accurate, it's not just be aligned. When I say accurate, I mean be reasonable with yourself. Be honest with yourself. Because if you can't be honest with yourself, everything else will not everything else will fall.
Yeah.
So I'm not here to look like Hercules. I'm here to look like Dr. Will that can wake up in the morning and stretch and touch his toes. That's all I need. So it's so important to understand that we have to start small because the truth is that once you start learning that growth mindset, that body chemistry changes. You start adapting. Your body learns like, oh, you like doing this now? Okay, well, let me start putting some more chemicals in your body to make sure you're good at this. Oh, you like to wake up early now like this? Okay, well, let me get these hormones together so we can get ready for this. You haven't taught your body how to live that lifestyle, and you haven't taught yourself how you actually live in that life yet. So give yourself that grace and space. Expand the growth. And so when you make that goal, give yourself that room. Give yourself that chance to give yourself space to fail. When I say space to fail, what is that really about? Giving yourself the space to learn and bring it back to your comfort zone. It's not about failure, it's about exploring and discovery. Exploring means I'm looking at everything that's an opportunity, right? Discovery means that I'm bringing I found something and I want to take it back. I discovered this, which means that I am experiencing what this is. Let me bring it back to my comfort zone. Is this worthy enough to bring back to my nest? So when it comes to the growth mindset, lastly, just going to say that you have to be okay with knowing that you're going to learn. And that's educational health. That's the health modality, educational health. How are you learning? And what are you learning? And why are you learning it? So it's time to invest in that educational health. And once you learn that educational health, how about how you learn? It's going to affect all the other 7 different health modalities. So that's the beautiful thing. When you focus on one, they kind of spill into each other. So allow that investment in your educational health. That's why we're here. That's why we're talking. And so as you're learning, this is educational health.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
I like that. I like that you even touched base on even recognizing the opportunities, what opportunities that you have for knowing what they are, because sometimes we don't understand what opportunities come for us or even how to go forth with it in growth. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, I mean, even in that, you kind of ran down a whole lot of things for me, which is cool. So you already answered some of the questions that I had for you, which was it's really cool. And I know our times go fast, really cool. It do, doesn't it? It go past.
I mean, I feel like I just blink with you, and I'd be like, "Oh, it's an hour." I was like, "I just blink." I didn't get to talk about how great you look. I was like, "I'm mad." I just have to blink at you, and we done. It's too much.
Well, folks, I want to know how good I look, Dr. Will.
You're right. They only want to know. It's great. You're spreading these gems out here. All these gems you're putting out.
Yeah. All right, y'all. So, I mean, I guess we're coming at really the end of the show. I mean, it's been great just to even know, just to learn a lot of new things today. Like I really did. Like I got my paper. I ain't gonna show my little scratch paper, but this is my little paper here that I got. I was writing down my notes, because honestly, what I did see a lot of things that you talked about. Like I said, I had a guilty look on my face on several different things that you talked about. But just to know that and to understand that it's not only, and when I say that, it's not only about living the lifestyle, but it's also being open for the knowledge, being open to be accountable for those things. You know what I'm saying? For those things that you block out or so.
It's
Lord, I
self-awareness.
thank you. I just got a lesson today. I ain't gonna say that you preached to me. It was a lesson all in one.
I was like, I only give quests. I tell you, I don't give homework. I give quests.
Oh,
Right?
you good? Because I get homework. No.
I don't like grading, so I was like, that's my thing.
I hear that. I hear that. All right. Well, my beautiful people, again, I thank you. I thank you, Dr. Will. We'll see Dr. Will tomorrow too. We got another back to
See
back.
tomorrow. Yeah, look, I'm coming back. Don't leave me. I'm back. Look, I'll be back.
Yes, back to back. But again, I thank you, my beautiful people, for continuing to come and support us here at the Season of Self-Love podcast. And as I always say, be good to one another in yourselves. And always keep it sexy. Until tomorrow, happy Valentine's Day. Have a good one. Thank you for listening to the Season of Self-Love podcast. If you have any questions or would like to connect with us, you can follow us on social media. Just search for the Season of Self-Love on Instagram. And if you have any questions or topics you'd like us to cover, feel free to email us at elevateme9999@gmail.com. And remember, you are worthy of love, growth, and happiness. So keep shining bright, and I'll see you tomorrow for another episode of the Season of Self-Love. Be good to one another, in yourselves, and always keep it sexy. Sending light, love, and prayers.